Hey, it's Jay Chandrasekhar, and you're listening to Miserable Retail Eve. Who wants a mustache ride?
Tommy, one of my favorite activities right now is the YouTube. You ever heard of this YouTube?
Yeah, I think I've came across it.
Okay, I'm glad. I've been down a lot of YouTube rabbit holes because why not?
Oh my God. Probably about 3 or 4 times a day. That's
Yeah.
what I do now.
Somehow I came across this cover of the Heart song. All I want to do is make love to you. And
Great song.
Yeah, and the cover is by the band Hailstorm. Are you familiar with this band?
They're like Trapped 2.0, right?
No, they have a female lead singer.
Oh, right. They're like the new OTEP or something.
Oh boy, that's a deep cut. Okay, we'll go with that though. Good God.
Yeah, they're like a hard rock metal band with a female lead singer. Okay, I know who you're talking about.
Well, they do this cover of All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You. And they're in some rinky-dink, stupid fucking radio station. And the lead singer, Lizzie Hale, is singing her face off. You ever sing your face off, Tommy?
You know I did every Tuesday night in the mid-2000s at karaoke club.
Oh, my God. By the way, I saw a man walking around last week chanting the words to the song The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Nice.
While he walked around the retail paradise that gainfully employs me. And I'm like, well, that's the level of crazy we're at right now. That's where we've come.
Just singing in public for no good reason whatsoever.
He's like, the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. But it seems to be a reoccurring theme, actually. Now that I think about it, the last couple weeks, I've seen a lot of people walking down the sides of the road, and they seem to be muttering to themselves. Like either they're going stir crazy or they're low-key filming a 90s alternative rock music video. They're just raging and talking, and there's nobody around them. I don't know what's going on.
And once again, the world has caught up to me because I'm a germaphobe that talks to myself constantly. So look at everybody's crazy along with me now.
Yeah. Everyone sees you walking down the side of the road, and they're like, oh, hurry, honey, lock the doors. That hillbilly's on a rampage.
Muttering the devil went down to Georgia.
Yeah, as you point and waggle your finger at everyone.
So Hailstorm, it sounds like that would be a good song for them to cover.
Oh, it's so good. You've never heard a better rendition of this song other than the original. It's so good. She sings the shit out of it.
I could see it being a good cover for sure.
Well, I'll send you the link and you'll be amazed. You'll be like, holy poop, I had no idea she could sing that well. So then I went down a Hailstorm rabbit hole and I was like, oh my God, look at all this. Anyways, have you ever heard these lyrics to this song?
Oh yeah, I know the song very well.
So for those that don't, it's a song about some lady stopping and picking up a hitchhiker that she finds very fletching.
Yeah, in the rain.
Yeah, very fetching, not fletching. That's, I don't know.
Not Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Or Chevy Chase.
Yeah. When you go after a man that looks like Clark Griswold, that's called fletching.
Right. I love this song. It's one of my favorite 80s songs, so I know it. I could sing it with my eyes closed.
You know what's fun? There's a lot of Heart songs from the 80s that are like almost perfect. Yeah. Heart was a great. There was it's Wilson Phillips, right? No.
I think it's one of their moms though. Am I wrong about that?
It's Nancy Wilson and something.
Yeah. Nancy Wilson is the Wilson and Wilson Phillips, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I don't know. You're confusing me with all these names.
I'm a big 80s. I think it's because that's what my mom listened to. So I know a lot of 80s girl rock bands.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So it's a song about a lady who stops to pick up a hitchhiker because, oh my God, how dashing is this boy in the rain? Yep. And they go to a hotel and they make all the whoopee. I
think it's motel, Randy.
Oh, well, okay. So they end up shacking up in a motel. I stand corrected. And she ditches him the next morning before he wakes up. But
she never even asked him his name, by the way.
No, she did not. But she leaves him a note, and this is what the note says.
Please don't find me. Don't you dare.
The note says, I am the flower, you are the seed. We walked in the garden, we planted a tree. Now, baby, don't try to find me. No problem, honey. By the level of insanity that I detect in each word that you wrote in that note, it sounds like I dodged a major bullet.
But read the last line of the note, because that's the foreshadowing. She says you'll always be there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she's crazy. Like, who writes that in a note? I am the flower,
Somebody
you are the
picks up a
seed.
hitchhiker on the side of the road and bangs him?
Oh, my God. What do you mean you are the flower, I am the seed? What garden did we walk in? Planted a
puts
tree.
his hands on his head and he's like, fuck, I didn't use protection.
He's got a bottle of whiskey next to the bed that he's pouring on his junk. He's like, oh, no.
She just created a Bon Jovi song. That's that's his side of the story.
Yes. That's how the song Your Love Is Like Bad Medicine was made.
All right.
What a crazy note to wake up for. And how does the song end, Tommy?
Oh, the song ends as they run into each other one day, and apparently he sees the line is, you can imagine his surprise when he saw his own eyes.
So she's got a baby, right?
Yeah, or a toddler. Who knows how many years it could have been. He could have been 10 years old at this point, right?
God damn it, dude. You see what your fucking seed did? Oh my God. You did plant a tree. Now what are you going to do?
It all started with him sticking his thumb up in the air. Huh?
Yeah.
Now he's got back child support.
Yeah, now he's sticking a bottle down his throat because he's got all this back child pay. Oh.
I think she kind of alludes in the song or says that she doesn't care if he's in the kid's life or whatever.
No, because she loves some other dude, and apparently he's impotent AF because
that's right.
He couldn't give her no child.
She did like she needed a sperm donor.
Oh my God, how is this not a Lifetime original movie?
Right.
This is deep as shit. Oh, how many?
I feel like this should be an episode of VH1, like Behind the Music.
I know, we're really digging into this song. I love it though. We should pick out more 80s songs and do this. Like, how many trailer parks across the nation is this happening in on a daily basis? Like,
I told you, Brenda. I don't love you.
Well, I told you I am the flower and you are the seed.
Just like Nancy Wilson said.
Crazy. That's crazy. And that's just the level of crazy that you find in online dating. And I think this has to be like a pretty fruitful time to online date. Now, I am not an online dater no more. I used to be, as loyal people of this pod know. However, I found somebody on online dating, even though we're separated by time and distance and disease.
Yeah, Randy and Joel are in a very nice relationship.
Who?
Joel, I don't know. I wanted to allude that you're with a man. You're not. It was a joke. It was a gay joke.
Wow, that was real hacky of you.
Of course it was.
Yeah, of course it was.
Sometimes hackiness is just fun.
Oh, yeah, you're a hacky sack, you lump of shit. I would think this has to be a fruitful time to online date, though, because I would think the response rate has to be close to 100% due to sheer boredom. So I would think you would get, like, a response.
Right. Dudes with horseshoe haircuts are, like, actually getting responses now.
They're getting responses from 9s and 10s, and they're like, oh, my God, my dreams are coming true. But it's like bad news, fellas, because you're going to become a long-time to permanent special internet friend. Because your starry-eyed little fairy tale hookup will never reach its climax, literally. So enjoy those blue balls, fellas. No one wants to come near your COVID ass. It's not happening.
I wonder how it's going to be when we go back. I mean, obviously, I'm married. You're taken, so we won't experience any of it. But I think we have a few friends that are definitely still on the market, and I wonder what it would be like for them. I mean, our girl's going to be like, don't touch me. And then they're going to be like, what? Or our guy's going to be like, don't touch me.
Well, no, guys are never going to be like, don't touch me. Are you kidding me?
Just to the cops. Don't touch me, man.
Yeah. There's probably guys lying in the streets right now hoping somebody touches them. Come get me, somebody pick me up.
Did you see that video I sent you of that dude running naked through downtown Flint, Michigan?
Oh my God, no! I didn't watch it.
Oh, it's a dude that's completely naked. You see everything, and a car pulls up to him and is like, "Dude, why are you naked?" And the guy's just giggling and laughing and running in place. And the dude's like, "How many drugs are you on?" And I think the guy says a lot of them. And then he said, "Are you okay?" And they said, "Yeah." And he said, "If I can put your small dick away before somebody pulls up and shoots your ass."
Oh, man. That hitchhiking story had a different ending than the Nancy Wilson one.
Right. Not much of a heart in that one.
No, not at all. There was an article I read today on what the hell was that? Somebody dying in the background?
Door. I'm going to get more coffee, but I can hear you.
Okay. I'm glad. Maybe you should oil that door in all your spare time. Or do you have to?
It's a haunted house.
So I read an article from Time Magazine about this whole thing, like online dating and stuff. And this biological anthropologist at the Kinsey Institute.
That's a title, huh?
That's really something. What are you going to school for? Biological anthropologist. Oh, so what are you going to do with that?
No, that would actually be really I really liked biopsych when I was getting my degree, so I could put on an Indiana Jones hat.
Okay.
And do that. I think I can get behind that.
That'll
read
be
an article by a biological anthropologist.
Excellent. It'd probably be as lucrative as your psychology degree is to you right now.
I spent $30,000 to put my psychology degree in a $4 Walmart frame and hang it on my wall.
Right. Time and money well spent.
Yeah.
So this woman, Helen Fisher, she said in Time Magazine, quote, "We are a touching animal. If this carries on," this is how she talks, I imagine, "we are a touching animal."
It's very very forthcoming, but intellectual, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
If this carries on, I think
a lot of confidence in that voice.
Well, you got to have confidence when you're a bioanthro.
I didn't expect this to be a woman. Sorry, feminists.
Oh, jeez. Whoa, we just got canceled. Fuck, Tommy.
I'm kidding.
God.
When I thought about anthropologists, I always think Indiana Jones, right?
Yeah.
Or is he he's an anthropologist. Yeah.
I think he's an anthropologist.
Josh Gates from the Discovery Channel, right?
You know, when I was a kid, it always freaked me out when he was Indiana Jones and he was wearing the jacket and the hat and he had the whip. And then he was like teaching in the classroom, and I thought they were two different people. I was like, what's wrong with him? Why is he acting like that? I couldn't understand that. It was like he had a real wild hair up his ass sometimes.
The whip is so unnecessary.
Yeah, it's
Steven Spielberg, right?
Yeah.
Spielberg was like, let's give him a whip. I don't know if they tried to make him a badass because he doesn't really have that badass vibe to him. He's more of a smart, nerdy type, right?
Yeah, but in the beginning of the movie, he's running away from like indigenous tribes and rolling boulders, and he's fucking jumping around, and he's got a badass vibe. But then he goes to the college and he's this big nerd. So
a badass vibe of running away.
Well, that's true. However, he's not Batman. Is he supposed to fight that 100 people with blow darts? I don't think so.
Not John Rambo.
Well, I mean, it would have been a different situation if Rambo was there.
Maybe an assault rifle would have been a better choice than a whip.
Oh, well, I don't think they had assault rifles around World War II, did they?
Tommy guns. How about that?
Okay, that's better. He's not a gangster, though.
Yeah, no, he's a professor.
He is a professor. I wonder if Helen Fisher carries a whip. Probably. In the bedroom, hey. Anyways, she said, "We are a touching animal. If this carries on, I think we're going to see speakeasies emerge where people meet in clandestine fashion and hug or even have sex."
I guess, like, lonely. Yeah, I mean, if you're alone during this, then I don't know. I mean,
Look, the only places open right now are grocery stores and big department stores. And
Check the stock room.
yeah, I mean, honestly, there's that one corner of Walmart that no one has ever been in. Like, they're all big stores. I don't know that any one person has ever been brave enough to chart the entirety of a Walmart store. There's always one corner you've never been in. So put the speakeasy back in the secret back corner of Walmart that you've never been in. And, like, the secret code will be you just walk up with a can of Red Bull and say, I'm wearing my best pair of sweatpants today, and you'll be allowed in. It'll be great.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Oh, boy. You got this planned out.
I got it planned out. I mean, until that time when we have illegal sexual speakeasies, we're pretty glad that you showed up for your scheduled time at the Cuddle Brothel known as Miserable Retail Slave. So drop that beat, T-boy.
Put it in. We're drinking summer shandy on Thursday. We so motherfucking out here, though. We never been this out here. Woo! So strange when it's changing the sea. What you know about Leonard Skinner? The whacker the intro, the hotter the verse every time, baby. Well, I've been working like a working man do. Got my act together, gonna walk all over you. Pressure pushing down on me, pushing down on you. Shit, let's raise the roof. Woo! About time, it's the era of the rebels. Cloud 9 in the air up in the vessels. Generation fearless, got a taste for weirdness. Flow on fire, that's the way my beard is. Hard times, jump starting the grind. It's all good, y'all. Things fall apart sometimes. Let it go, let me know when you're ready, though. Don't push me, cuz until the edge I'm close. When the time comes, ride for something. Or live to be 9 and then just die for nothing. Speak their heart, your baby, speak their mind. And I'ma play their part, and I'ma freak that rhyme one time for you. Rhyme one time for you. I'm an island, man. There ain't nothing else by me, man. And I drink enough whiskey to float a battleship around this bitch any motherfucking how. Wow. All up in a mix and the place to be. You down for the night, come form with me. Like ABC, like 1, 2, 3. As I breathe like a part of the sea.
Welcome to the Miserable Retail Slave Show. My name is Randy, and with me is socially distant, and socially awkward, and socially inept Tommy.
Hey!
What? Well, you'll always show up to an ice cream social at the very least. Oh, buddy.
Oh, I found out that the ice cream parlor in the next town over is still open, so look out.
Oh, that's fun. That's a real classy joint. It's a parlor. Ooh.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I just use those words too freeingly.
I like to believe that everything is a slice of Americana like you imagine it to be. I mean, ice cream parlor sounds a lot better than the ice cream shop.
Right. Yeah. The Great Gatsby ice cream parlor. How about that?
I like it quite a bit. I'll wear my top hat and doff my cappers and
don't forget your cane.
Bring my flapper and twirl about my cane. Do a do-si-do and a loop-de-loo all the way there.
Get a double scoop.
Get a double scoop of vanilla for the Fletching glass that I'm trying to court. That I've come a-calling on. Oh, boy, Tommy, I could really use a black market haircut right now.
I hear you. Me too.
I know. We're all going to have the worst hair by the time all of this is over.
I might just let mine go again. Remember about 12 years ago when I got it down to my shoulders?
Yeah, it was all curly and weird. It looked like Weird Al's hair.
Kind of, but it was like my hair is always straight until it gets to my ears, and then it starts to curl.
He kind of looked like a real sick Pippi Longstockings.
With the beard.
Yeah, with a beard. Yeah. We're gonna be
long hair.
We're gonna be walking around with the biggest hair ever. We're gonna all look like we're members of Poison and White Lion. It's gonna be great. Yeah,
I might go get a perm after this because I've been talking about getting a perm just to do it.
Fuck
and
yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I could let my hair grow that long because I'm a performer. You know.
You are a performer.
Listen, even my body was like, "Don't use that word."
Yeah, it was rebelling against
use it as a joke, but no. Actually, one time, me and my buddy Keith, who we were down, and I was doing a show in Ohio, and we went to this bar before the show, and the bartender asked if I wanted a drink, and I said, "No, I have to perform tonight." And Keith said, "Please don't ever say that again." And so we always laugh and make fun of me as I'm a performer.
Yeah, you are.
So that's kind of a running inside joke that I just explained to everybody. But so if I ever call myself a performer, I believe I'm just laughing at myself inside my head. But I've been wanting to get a perm because I see that it's back in, and I might as well. But then I'm always like, no, I can't let my hair get that long because I got to go on stage and I want to look presentable on stage. And now I guess my hair might be long enough to get a perm when this is all over.
Go from performer to performance art. Like, what is this guy doing up there with that hair, that face?
I want a perm with the steps shaved in the sides.
Oh man, you got lofty goals, don't you?
Yeah, as some of you might know, I substitute teach, and I saw like this junior in high school that I was teaching at one day, and he had a Kenny Powers mullet.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
And a perm with steps in the side, and I stopped him, and I kind of freaked him out because I was like, "Dude, you have the best haircut in the world." And he's like, "Why is this substitute?" His eyes were like, "Why is this substitute teacher calling me dude?"
Well, first of all, you're never subbing again because the world's gone wacky. Second of all, you're on some list because of that remark to some strange kid.
No, we ended up being cool. I had him in a class later on, and he was telling all his buddies that I'm the cool sub. So,
absolutely. We could probably arrange it where you could even get a black market perm in some parking lot. Just show up to the nearest McDonald's, meet some hairdresser named Turquoise. She can pop the trunk, usher you over discreetly. You want that 3 3/4 shave shit? How high you want them steps? Oh, I got that good shit in this trunk. I could see you with a black market perm, and I really want to do everything in my power to make it happen. I do.
I'll do it.
I have to wear a mask to the retail paradise that gainfully employs me.
Do they require you to now?
Oh, we're required to.
That's kind of a good thing, though, right?
I don't know. I don't want to drown in my own breath condensation. I feel like I'm going to hyperventilate in this thing.
Yeah,
that's what I think. And it's not even a cool mask either. It's not like I'm Rey Mysterio or something. Here I am, a retail luchador. Watch me do moonsaults and flips over our great customer service. El por menor.
Would you wear it if you weren't required to?
No. If I had my way, I would not wear it. I don't want to wear it. So they say when you're hyperventilating, you're supposed to breathe into a paper bag, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No, but I probably should have a few times in my life.
It made me gag even worse. So one night I almost died. I don't know if you know this about me.
Bad breath.
Could have been halitosis. So I was a freshman in high school, and for whatever reason I was having like a bad panic attack. And I'll never forget it. It was like a Friday night. It was like around 9:00. I was watching Xena Warrior Princess. And she took my breath away, apparently, because I could not breathe.
Started having panic attacks in 10th grade, so you got them in 9th grade.
I did. So it was really bad, and I couldn't catch my breath. And my dad was at work, and my mom couldn't get a hold of him, so she called my uncle. My uncle comes over, and I remember it was this big fucking ordeal, and they were going to rush me to the hospital, right? And so
Randy saw a woman. He can't help himself.
I know, right?
You should write to Xena and tell her this story.
Dear Xena, you almost killed me. You took my breath. I mean, she'd either put me on a restraining order or on the next flight over to her house, I would think. Got to be flattered or appalled. I don't know which. But I'm in the goddamn driveway waiting for my uncle, and my mom gave me this paper bag to breathe into, and it made it worse. I started gagging and choking, and like I couldn't breathe, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to die right here in the driveway.
Your mom's like, I saw this on Rescue 911.
Yeah, I'm going to die out here in the driveway under the stars and on top of the gravel, and my uncle's going to be like, oh, is he dead? And then my bowels will release and I'll shit all over the driveway. It's going to be quite a scene. How embarrassing.
Oh, great. I'm sure that didn't help your panic.
No, not at all. So, you get to the point where you have a panic attack and you can't breathe, and then you're coughing into a paper bag and you're choking on that. So that makes it even worse. And then you think you're going to die. So that makes it even worse. So they took me to some hospital, and I sat in the waiting room forever, and some derelict was interviewing me while I was there and asked if I was on drugs, and I'm like, no, I can't breathe.
You're like, that's what I need right now.
I know. That's why I'm here. I need you to give me the drugs to make me not do this.
Spark up the joint and calm my ass down.
So after waiting forever, I mean, Lord, I'm surprised I wasn't blue-faced and a corpse at that point. They threw me in some weird bed and put oxygen mask on me, and I was there by myself for like 2 hours. And it was the weirdest experience of my life. I was like, why does this have to happen to me?
Is that your first panic attack?
No, I had them before that, but that was like the first major one.
Okay.
And then I learned how to deal with them.
Yeah, my first major one, I was at the Montrose High School jazz band where I went to school just outside of beautiful Flint, Michigan. We went to Toronto for a jazz festival, and I was with best friend Abe and Abe Falcon, and we're watching the Phantom of the Opera in this huge auditorium, and we're way up in the top, right? Like way up, like balcony, the back of the balcony. And I looked down to the stage, and everything just flips upside down. And I thought I told Abe, I'm having a heart attack. And every time I tried to, I went in the hallway, and I was doing what you said, like hyperventilating, and I was trying to, like, people. I didn't think I was gonna die, but I was like, I might. And so, like, people were looking at me weird. I try to act normal and run into the bathroom. And every time I went back into the auditorium, it would kick back up again because it had something to do, obviously, like it was like a thing of vertigo or something, but that caused it. But man, and then I would just get them randomly after that. Until I remember me and Abe Falcon went and saw Stir of Echoes with Kevin Bacon. Great movie.
Yeah.
And I had one during Stir of Echoes because the way that the lights were flashing around, I think. And he gave me a mint. He just happened to have a mint in his pocket, and it fucking worked. So from then on, for like 5 years of my life, I just carry around mints in my pockets, and I got rubber bands on my wrist, and that helped too.
Oh, yeah. You were like, remember that day you gave me that mint and it chilled me out, Abe? I can never pay you back enough. And he was like, oh, that was a Valium.
Right. Right, for real.
Yeah, that was Xanax. That's why you're okay now.
Then I learned in psychology class years later after I was done having them that that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take something that tricks your senses. So I guess it's where they get the term coming back to my senses, I guess would make sense because they actually did say to wear a rubber band. I don't know if somebody must have told me that, but you flick the rubber band on your wrist and it's like the sense of touch, and it reminds your body that you're not, where you think you are.
Yeah, I heard that in a movie, like Good Will Hunting or something. I don't know. Your opinions are not to be trusted at all.
Oh, not even by myself. They change daily. They change hourly sometimes.
Well, that's good. At least you're open to the idea of change. Some people are completely resistant against it. Like, no. No, not me. No.
I tell people if I'm drunk and I'm discussing things, I tell people, like, okay, this is a thought I just had, but I probably don't really believe this. Because, I don't know. I try to look at things from all angles, and I don't try to take I don't like to take a hard stance on things because, one, this life doesn't really fucking matter, and that's what people, I think, forget sometimes. Those people that are like, my rights. It's like, nobody cares about your rights, Dale, and you shouldn't either. It's we're only here for a short time, so like the country song says, I ain't here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Damn it, right?
Well, Dale wants to paint. That's how he gets his jollies.
It's ridiculous. The people, I really think, like you hear like, oh, don't take life so seriously. And then like things like this happen and you see people taking life so seriously. And it's like, holy shit. People really, there's like a complex that a lot of people have where they feel like they have to matter, I guess. And I just don't have that. I know I don't. And I think really 80% of the population should probably take a pill and realize that we're just going to die anyway. So calm down.
I'm kind of impressed that people are taking this as seriously as they do. Most people are like,
you should take the quarantine seriously. If you have any sort of empathy, take it seriously as in like, try not to kill each other. But
like, well,
people that are so selfish and like, this is about me is what I mean about taking it serious. It's like, shut up. This isn't about you. Shut up.
Well, like curfews, like people have been obeying them. It's amazing. When I come home from the retail paradise, there's a curfew in that county. Right at closing time when I'm supposed to leave, the curfew kicks in, and there's like nobody on the road. It's amazing. I'm like, wow, people are actually listening.
That's good. It's good. It's good to know that people care about each other. But then you see the thing like the protests at the Capitol, and then you see that there's just as many dumb people in places as there are, and I shouldn't say dumb people because there's probably smart people that were there, but I mean people that just lack compassion and empathy. It's ridiculous.
The one thing I can't wait, well, there's several things I can't wait for when this is all over, but one of them I will never miss is the Zoom meeting. I've had a lot of Zoom meetings and they're the worst.
Yeah, I've done a Zoom comedy show, and
so let me tell you about the Zoom meeting for people that don't know, and then you can talk. Zoom meetings are basically like a Skype call, but with multiple people. You're all put in little squares, and you're all stacked on top of each other like the raddest Brady Bunch there ever was.
Right.
It's the worst quality sound ever. Like, somebody will be talking, and all of a sudden their voice will start glitching out like they're auto-tuned on a rap remix album.
Yeah. And don't watch their mouth because their mouth will be moving 3 seconds later.
No, everybody's Max Headroom all of a sudden. It's amazing. And if you get that Max Headroom reference, you're even more amazing, and I love you. Send me your email address, and I'll send you an MRS sticker. How about that?
Oh, wow.
I know. The treats.
Yeah, I had a Zoom comedy show. It wasn't terrible, but I think like I prepared for it really well. Like I took 2 poster boards and like I never write my set list down anymore at all. And I only took, in 10 years of doing stand up, I only took a set list on stage one time, and it was terrible. So I just never did it again. I just couldn't get my eyes off the set list. So I
really have a problem with people that do that. It's like,
I mean, yeah. At professional shows, I don't get it. At open mics, it still doesn't make sense to me because it's like, I guess there's some people that just write or maybe they want to portray that they write so much, or they do write so much that they fill up these notebooks of ideas and they take the notebook to stage.
Right. Yeah.
And they try out the jokes, and whatever one works, then they take it back home and work on it or something.
Well, I think you should have a notebook to write stuff down in and shit, but don't take it up on stage.
Yeah, I think a lot of people either they try to portray that they just wrote this today, or they really did just write this today and they want to see how it goes. But that's not my school of thought, because my school of thought is that when you're doing a professional show, and I've seen this happen, don't take any notes. I don't understand people who do notes on professional shows, because if you're not taking the time to memorize it, then I don't know. But that's my personal thing. And what was I talking about?
Zoom. You had a virtual comedy show, which sounds like the worst idea. I saw this, and I was like, this is the worst idea ever. There's better ways to do it, and this isn't one of them. So, yeah.
I took 2 poster boards, and what we did was we did a round robin. There's 4 of us, 4 comedians, and we each did a 7-minute set, and then it started over again. We did another 7-minute set.
Oh, and how many people actually tuned in for this?
I think $77, I think, what we had.
Holy shit. And they paid $9 each for this?
Yeah.
Good God.
And so what I did, because I did one on a live stream earlier in the week, and I just tried to riff. And a live stream was worse because you couldn't see anybody. It was just like you were Facebook Live through somebody else's Facebook.
Right.
It's like Stream Players Live. I don't know what it was called. But so I really hated that one. I mean, I appreciate the opportunity. The guy gave me the opportunity to try it out, and I do appreciate that. But I hated myself afterward because I was just trying to riff, not necessarily about the corona, but I was trying to make like all my jokes, like references and stuff, like, oh, this is what I've been doing. And I really learned right away not to do that. Just do your fucking set. Just do your set as if you're in a comedy club. So and that one was free and stuff, so I didn't really put a lot of effort and thought into it. I just wanted to see how it went. But when people are paying for something, I felt like I really needed to figure it out. So I did 2 poster boards, and I put my phone up against the wall, and I had the poster boards like right behind my phone. So I could just look at the set list if I wanted to, and do my. And I think that worked out. I think it was the best way possible to do it because I got dressed like it was a real show. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't put my microphone in my hand, which I see a lot of comedians doing, and I'm like, why?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I guess it's maybe a comfort thing. I don't know. I'm not going to judge anybody's level. I just had a beer in my hand. I'm like, well, why not? You know?
Did they have the mics of everybody muted, or could you hear the laughter?
They muted everybody's mics, which I didn't think they were going to do that until the day before. And when I found out they did that, I was kind of bummed because I was like, man, that was going to make it, you know. But the host of the show, she may have had a good point. She said that she didn't want to do it because, you know, they had 77 people and they predicted around that, I think. And they were like, who knows, you know, who's going to have their TV on in the background, or, you know, who's going to, you know, start talking and forget that they're, you know, and I guess I could see that point too. So,
sure.
But
that's what
if it was me, I probably would have had the microphones on and just told people to shut the hell up.
That's what she told you, that after you didn't get any laughs. She's like, oh, well, I just had the mics muted. That's all. No.
It was cool. I had a lot of family members to turn into it. A lot of family members that are out of state, and that was another reason why I really wanted to do my best job, because I didn't, you know, these people have only seen me once or twice in clubs and stuff, and so I was like, you know what, I think I did okay with it. I mean, I was happy with the with my performance, I guess. So,
yeah,
I don't know. I'm not gonna do anymore. I don't think. I definitely don't prefer it.
If you do it in that format, you almost have to have the mics muted, though, because what I've found in these dumb meetings is that the crosstalk, everybody talking over each other, and then everybody's cut off, and you can't understand anybody. So it's a free for all.
Yeah.
So
I think that's what her point was. So she's probably right.
So God forbid if people should find you hilarious, then a bunch of people would be laughing, and the audio would cut out, and nobody would hear you anyway. So.
Right. Okay. So you guys have more experience with it than I do.
Well, you know, we're out here living a life, and you're. I don't know what you're doing. Living your best life.
I don't know. I'm just here.
Okay. Loving the time of Corona, Tommy. Missed connections. Headline: I-69 rest stop, Lapeer, Michigan, USA. Hello, 50-year-old male here looking for female that might like to show off a little. No contact from car to car. This is what it's come to. A random flash in some rest stop parking lot. Is
that what happened?
That's what he wants. He wants. Yeah.
I see. I thought he was saying this is what happened. He's saying if somebody wants to do this.
Yeah. It's more of a plea, more of a desperate cry for help that he needs to see them titties.
This is definitely a trucker, right?
It's got to be a trucker. Somebody that doesn't have the internet or doesn't know how the internet works.
It's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's people that have to go outside of their phones for this stuff. Definitely some psychopathic tendencies, I guess, you know?
I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to sit in your driver's seat. She's going to sit in her driver's seat. You're separated by at least one passenger seat, maybe two. There's glass. There's I don't know how much distance. I mean, what kind of thrill do you get out of that, sir?
I don't know. Real life, I guess. You're experiencing something in real life, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't put it. I try to, with my psychology degree, I try to analyze things from everybody's perspective, but I don't. That's one that I don't get.
Just don't get it. Oh man. Life is kind of simple right now and boring, so I didn't know if we'd have enough to talk about, but Lord forbid we certainly filled an hour, because it's like, well, what the hell what did I do today? Well, I played some video games. That's about it. That's not interesting. Slept in
stayed
really
until about 4 a.m. I was watching a very bad Ryan Reynolds movie called The Captive. So don't watch that one.
The Captive. I've never even heard of that one.
Yeah, turns out I Wikipedia it afterward, and turns out it was very low budget, which makes a lot of sense. It was Ryan Reynolds. I'm not sure who the female lead was, but their daughter got kidnapped when she was like 8, and it was really badly done. Ryan Reynolds was the only good actor in the whole movie.
Oh man, it had a cast though.
Yeah, man, it was bad. So the daughter gets captured when they're 8, and the wife blames Ryan Reynolds because he went inside the store to get a pie, and when he came out, she was gone. And so they split up. And
see what your pie habits got you.
Right, and the movie did a very poor job of jumping back and forth. Like, it didn't really segue good. So you're like, wait, is it back in time now, or is it I don't know. It was just really weird. It jumped back and forth through time, and it didn't do a very good job of it. And I think they wanted to portray the girl as having Stockholm syndrome because she was really nice to her captor, but she just didn't. I don't know. It just seemed like she was psychologically off from probably being trapped into a basement for 8 years for sure, because they finally, and spoiler alert, but they finally find her, but it was really bad done. Really badly done.
I like how it wasn't even the good kind of bad, yet you couldn't turn it off.
Yeah, because I was like, because that's kind of how it was, because I'm like, okay, they're gonna find her, but I wanted to see if I thought Ryan Reynolds was gonna get killed, and because the wife is always yelling at him, they're split up, but they talk on the phone. They fight every day, and she reminds him every single day that it's his fault. It's fucking, and he just gets angry and hangs up on her. It's this has been 8 years, you guys. You do this every single day. It was just very unbelievable in a lot of parts. And I was like, oh, they're gonna kill Ryan Reynolds. They're gonna kill Ryan Reynolds because he was constantly being mocked by the detectives and stuff as an idiot.
Yeah.
But he's the one that ends up finding her anyway, of course. But I thought they were going to kill him because at one point he was he called the detective and he's like, if anything happens to me, I put my cell phone in their truck, follow them. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's foreshadowing that they're going to kill him. And then they don't. So it's just weird writing. I don't know.
Yeah, I like my Ryan Reynolds sassy, sarcastic, and full of one-liners. Anything else doesn't work for me.
Right, like the Van Wilder.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever he's that character, it works. He essentially in Deadpool, he was Van Wilder, and that's the exact.
I've never seen Deadpool.
Oh, you might enjoy it. I don't know. Anyways, what?
Let's talk about Van Wilder real quick. For people that are listening, I don't know if they know this, but Bert Kreischer was actually Van Wilder in real life. You knew that, right?
Yeah, I did. Okay. Let's talk about this. My sister is obsessed with Bert Kreischer now. She thinks he's so funny.
He's not.
I tried watching his latest comedy special again, and I couldn't. I had to turn it off. She was like,
"It's so bad."
She was like, "I was in tears. I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard." I'm like, "No. What were you laughing?" That's
so bad. I like his podcast. I like the Bertcast.
I like when he's a podcast guest, but I don't like.
He's a funny guy. He doesn't execute well as a stand-up. I don't think.
I don't think the material is there.
Right, because he's too. I think he's gotten to that point where he's so egotistical that he just thinks he can go out on stage and talk. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. There's no jokes. Like the first 10 minutes of his new special is him being racist to a black guy.
Yeah. In a coffee shop. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just terrible. And he's laughing so hard he can barely get through the jokes.
I don't know.
Well,
look, that was a good story and it was fun or whatever, but it wasn't like stand up.
No, it should have been
material.
told on a podcast.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
A podcast.
It's an amazing podcast story. However, for stand up comedy, no.
But Bert got his start because he was at Florida State University, and Rolling Stone did this thing to find the biggest college partier in the nation, and it turned out to be Bert. And so Rolling Stone did this huge article on him as this party guy, and it's a great article. You guys should go look it up. Just put in Rolling Stone, Bert Kreischer, Florida State. It will pop up. It's a super long article where they follow Bert for like a week, and they go to all these parties with him. And this is when he's a nobody, right? And so that gives him national attention. And then he just decides, well, I'm going to be a stand-up comedian. And he moves to New York and stuff. But then I think, I don't know if it was Universal or whoever did Van Wilder wrote the movie for Bert. And then Bert read the movie and decided he didn't want to do it for some reason or another.
Why wouldn't you? It's like your life. Why wouldn't you? I mean,
I can't remember if he wasn't getting enough money or they changed too many things. Something made him mad. Something made him mad about he's talked about it on his podcast before a little bit. Something made him mad where like he didn't want to do the movie, and so he bowed out, and so they changed the name because it was going to be Bert Kreischer, and they changed the name to Van Wilder, and then hired Ryan Reynolds. And,
that movie is one of my favorites, so I'm glad.
Glad it wasn't Bert just laughing at himself every line.
Right. It would have been what?
Joe Rogan was talking on the Joe Rogan podcast the other night about how Bert is like the dumbest man alive, and it was so funny because they're like best friends. But he's like, Bert just needs to be drunk 24/7 or he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's like, talking to sober Bert is so fucking annoying. Joe Rogan was just going off. He was like, it's so bad because Bert is so fucking stupid. Unless he's drunk, he's just the dumbest person alive. And I thought that was so funny because I think a lot of people would probably say that about myself too.
I was just going to say, yeah, that's you completely.
I got a lot of Bert Kreischer in me. Maybe that's why I like him. But he's just too lazy with his stand-up, I think. He just thinks that he can go out there and talk.
Oh, another parallel you and him have. Wow.
No, shut up. I take a lot of time to make sure it's funny. I know I'm not one of those egomaniacs that think, I can just talk and be funny like Randy.
I'm not. I'm just naturally gifted and charismatic. I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go. Exactly what I was saying. Now, that being said, I would open for Bert anytime.
Oh, yeah. Now that I just shit on you. By the way, Bert, wear a shirt. Thank you. The gimmick's run its course.
Bert is smart, though. He's very smart. And Joe was saying that Bert is the biggest hustler that he knows. And I think that's why he is the way he is because he doesn't give up on things, and he really believes in himself, and he thinks he's, I don't know. He's funny. He has a lot of good ideas. Like I listened to the podcast, and he said, if you're a feature comedian on the road, you need to, he didn't say kiss ass of the staff at comedy clubs, but you need to do something for them to remember you by, which is, what I was doing anyway. He's like, if they offer you to go out and party, like go out and party, because when they're looking for a feature, like say a feature act drops out and they need to fill that weekend, they're gonna pick the fun guy. They're gonna be, hey, why don't we get Bert, because he bought everybody shots when he was here 6 months ago. So I see that, and I try not to do that because I try not to go out and party too much. But I'll pick like a random staff member, like a dude that I can relate to, and then me and him will go to the bar or something like that. You know what I mean?
Sure. I get it.
I don't want to be going, I try not to go out with, a group of people or whatever, but no. I'll pick like a lot of the staff members at comedy clubs are open micers, or they're starting to host, or some of them are actually features too. So it's cool to go out and just, find one that I like. And then we go out, and then I stay in touch with that person, and, it's just fun.
Make a one-on-one impression, kiss them on the neck right when you leave and say, "You got what it takes, kid," and leave. And they'll be like starstruck.
That's what I'm saying. You don't kiss their ass. You don't do it if you gotta, it's gotta come natural.
Sure.
I'm not good at kissing people's ass, but I am good at making friends, I guess I should say.
Oh, yeah. You're a real friend maker, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, that voice.
Randy.
Yeah, you got to get out there and hustle like ants. Do you know ants live to be 15 years old and they never sleep and never rest?
Not if my shoe comes across them.
Oh, damn. You making so many ants sleep forever?
Aw. When you put it that way.
They're the
all ants go to heaven.
Yeah, they're the hardest working soldiers on this planet, and you're just taking them out.
I don't care. I'll fucking kill a red ant. Hell.
Will you really? That's why they bite the shit out of you, because you have no tolerance for them.
You gotta be swift and fast.
No, nothing about you is swift or fast.
I almost threw it smart too, but I knew better.
Yeah, that was good on your part. You're learning, baby boy. You're learning. Well, this has been the Miserable Retail Slave Show.
I've had a lot of opinions on this show. I don't know if I like it too much.
You're Mr. Soapbox, aren't you?
I got a lot of time to sit around and think.
God damn. Modern day's philosopher. in his gym shorts.
Psychologist.
His gym shorts and his Hanes socks. He's got a lot of opinions.
No socks.
Oh, geez. Roughing it with those hobbit feet. May 28th. Yeah, May 28th. Live stream for The Cure 4. Miserable Retail Slave will be there, 7 p.m. Thursday. Ain't no corona gonna stop the live stream for The Cure 4. So
will we be back? Do you think we'll be back by then?
I don't think so, but we'll see. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I saw that the president is opening up Florida beaches starting tonight. So
yeah, I don't think that's his call either. So
no, I think it's the government. But he did say that states can do whatever they want starting tomorrow, and that was yesterday. So
yeah, listen, state. First of all, he said he has total authority, and now he's saying that states can do what they want. So that's real keen.
Because he's telling them they can do what they want, I think maybe is his.
Oh my God! I don't know. Whatever. Listen.
Oh, we got to talk about the TED Talks too much. I was on the TED Talks too much, and that came out.
Okay, can I finish my plug for live stream for The Cure?
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that. That's something to raise thousands of dollars for cancer research.
Thank you. It's a live streaming event. It's going to be on Twitch with the Epic Film guys, me, hopefully Tommy. Epic Film guys, gonna have fun. I don't know what we'll talk about, but we'll talk about something. It'll be great, and you'll be entertained, and you should bring $1 or $2 and throw it in our direction. I'm kind of concerned, though, about this year because nobody is working, really. So
right. I know.
I'm not sure the goal will be reached, but anything we can raise will be great, I think. So
right, yeah. Better something than nothing. Yeah, it might be down a little bit, but anything even like close to the goal or half of the goal would be considered a win, I would think. Yeah,
I think so. And plus, we're entertaining people while they're stressed out. And
is that what you call it?
Yeah, that's right. Speaking of highly entertaining, Tommy was on TED Talks Too Much, a podcast, and he was interviewed, and he talked too much. Tommy talked too much.
No, Ted told me to. Ted said that before we went in to the podcast, he said, I'm going to lead you in with questions and give me a long answer. And if I feel like I need to cut it down, I will. So we talked for like 4 hours. And I am the first podcast that he's done that is actually in 2 parts. He said that he had such a good time editing it that he didn't want to leave anything out. So there you go, Randall.
Well, it's because you're a professional. You've been doing this for 8 years.
I mean, I think professionals get paid, don't they?
Well, I don't know. We have been doing this for 8 years. Our 8-year anniversary is in May. How exciting. So tell a friend to listen. If you enjoyed what you hear, like us on Facebook. Search that Facebook group, Miserable Retail Slave, or like the page if you so choose. Also, I have a sister podcast. It's called Someone's Favorite Movie, where we talk about underappreciated gems, B-movies, things you might not heard about, or childhood favorites. Hopefully Tommy gets back on board with that soon. You asshole.
Well, you got the other Tommy on there, huh?
Old Tomco there. Old reliable Tomco.
Your side chick.
Yeah, that's right.
The Tomco Tuesday.
That's right.
I think you guys do a good job with that. I wouldn't mind getting on there every once in a while, but Tom's probably more of a better fit for that, I would think. I think you're probably right with using him more than me.
Well, I use him more than you because you don't fucking want to do it. So
it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just at the time I was really busy. Now I'm not busy, but I don't know. I think Tom, like anything to do with any research or something like that, especially in the movie genre, Tom would probably be a better fit.
Yeah, but I wanted you to do it with me because you're an incompetent baboon. So
we'll do it again someday soon. How about that?
Okay, promises, you little tease you. Well, dear listener, I'm not teasing you. We'll be back next time. Actually, I think I'm gonna put out a bonus episode this week because I found a road show we did that I'd never put out it was about a year ago, honestly. Remember when we went to Muskegon, Michigan, USA?
Yeah.
We did the podcast about your love. And then on the way home, we did another podcast and we got in a fight. It was great. Yeah,
about stand-up. What was the one about my love? What's that mean?
Your Love, the song Your Love. The entire episode revolved around that song. It's pretty good.
Yeah. And then we got in a fight about how stand-up's different than
Yeah, it's really good. And I mentioned how I saw a rock star in the retail paradise that gainfully employs me. It was...
What was the rock star?
Well, I can't tell you, otherwise people won't download the episode. I'll tell you when we stop recording.
I remember now. Yep, yeah. I remember now. Yep.
Yeah. So I just found that, so I'll probably put that out next week too, or this week.
And I'm sober for those because I took last April off of drinking.
Well, look at you. Man, my life was so much different last April. Woo.
Dude, I was like, I was busy last April, and now I'm not. And I took the whole month off of drinking, and it reminded me that I usually take 1 month off a year, and I haven't done that yet. So I made it a whole year with drink. I've taken a week or two off here and there, so I guess it's okay. But
okay. Well,
are you drinking a lot during this shutdown?
I haven't drank at all.
Wow, I drank 2 weeks ago. I drank Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then that was it. And I made it to Saturday of last week without drinking, and then I drank Saturday and Sunday, and then Tuesday night I drank. But they've all been like under like seven or eight beers over the course of like 6 hours, so it was never like getting hammered.
Yeah, I should soon. I miss it, but it's one of those things where, I really don't want to go anywhere. And when I leave work, like everything's shutting down, including the store. So
yeah,
there's nowhere I can buy anything. So it's whatever.
Right. Yeah. I just get bored because the beloved is working. So she still goes to bed at like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like wired and up. So I'm just like, all right, well. And a couple nights, I just grabbed a few beers and went down those YouTube rabbit holes.
Yeah, Tommy does what he does best.
Oh, we're still recording. Okay.
Okay. So we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.